Today I'm in Plopsaland and as you can see the weather is not helping. Anyway, Plopsaland is a family-oriented park which works a lot on cartoons IP, as you can see from the flags down there, if I turn, anyway. It's mid-September and for Plopsaland it's low season, so the park is open only on Wednesdays and during the weekend. There was a promotion till some time ago, Wednesday was half price, hence I'm here. Plopsaland, as I said, it's a family-oriented park, so it's a kind of Legoland in terms of lineup. But at some point they lost the plot and they started opening more intense rides. Mainly being a wooden coaster GCI, which is down there, as you can see. Then Anubis, which is a launch Gerstlauer, which unfortunately is closed. And then obviously Ride to Happiness, which won the award as best new coaster in Europe in 2021 and is considered by a lot of people the best coaster in Europe and the most intense coaster in Europe. So I'm here to find out how these intense coasters blend with the rest of the offering, because for me it doesn't make a lot of sense. Anyway, Plopsaland is about to open. The famous door at the entrance is here, and they opened last year, I think, the hotel, which looks really nicely themed, and it's down there. So let's find out how Plopsaland the Panne is. So the first impression when you get into the park and you are in the main plaza welcoming you is, wow! I wasn't expecting this. This is a really nice theme park. The level of theming is really high. All the buildings, all the details. It doesn't look like a cheap theming. I would say we are close to Europa Park standards. It doesn't look, to give an example, as a cheap fake temporary set for a movie, but it actually looks like proper building. Everything is set up properly. The park, as I said, it works around IP of cartoons and TV shows for teenagers, and the lineup reflects that kind of target. There are animals, there is a zoo, and then there are lots of themed areas, different teams with a range of flat rides from the kind of off-the-shelf, not heavily themed, to more bespoke and nicely themed. Really nice the Viking area, which has got a Zamperla disco coaster, and of course we would love to see this kind of implementation in Drayton Manor rather than the cheap Viking area they put together. This area is really nice. But then lots of themed areas where everything is coherent, and there are restaurants, playgrounds, flat rides. Everything is properly themed. As said, the lineup of attractions is for kids with intensity and thrill close to nothing, as you can see for these examples. Clearly they are not so thrill or not particularly attractive for a grown-up audience. Worth saying that lots of rides are identical to Legoland Windsor, and that kind of declares clearly what they are trying to attract as a main target of the park. But I have to say that if you put yourself in the mind of a kid, the park is really immersive. Lots of different areas. You got circus, you got the Princess Castle, and lots of different areas. Really nicely put together, and I think really enjoyable for audience of young visitors. Is there anything for grown-ups? Yes, there are some attractions, not many to be honest, and I'm gonna list them in order of intensity. The first one is a Mack Power coaster. The station, it's amazingly themed, is a castle, and again, the coaster is a dragon in a castle that is Legoland Windsor. It's not too intense, but nice track, nice theme, lovely interaction with the log flume as well, and all the let's say minor coaster in Plopsaland do the track twice. So same as in Alton Towers, for example, the choo choo. It's still, you know, trying to deliver a decent experience despite not being so intense. Then there are other coasters. This one is called the K3, which again, it's a coaster for kids. It's a junior coaster. The track is quite long. Probably is it worth doing it just for the coaster credit? Just one thing, be careful, because the trains are designed for kids. So if you try to squeeze in as two grown-ups, you might get stuck in the car, and you're never gonna get out of the coaster. Again, nice steaming, not particularly immersive, definitely not intense, but as I said, if you keep in mind that the park is for kids, the lineup is solid, credible, and offers a really good experience, a really good day out. Then there is another coaster, which is I think it's called the Coaster Like Me. Again, it should be themed after an IP, well, kind of teenager show. I don't really know much about it, but the station is set in a school in which there is a party. Of course, you see here the park was completely empty. Probably in the park there were like myself, Heidi, and Maya the bee, and that's it. So I'm not gonna judge anything about operations or about queues or anything like that, because it wouldn't make any sense. But this coaster, again, a bit rough, a bit old, with the longest train I've ever seen in my life. It's I don't know how many cars, but it's like it's never ending. You see it here, and again, is it a good coaster? No, it's not. But for them, for kids, would make sense. Worth mentioning, the area themed after Switzerland, I would say it's at Europa Park standards. It was really a nice implementation. In that one, there is a wooden coaster, which is a GCI, themed after Heidi, which is a cartoon. Now, the coaster itself, don't expect Wicker Man or Vodan in Europa Park. It's not so intense, but worth mentioning the post-show, which is just hilarious because it doesn't make any sense. But the coaster itself, still nice track, nice elements in the track, nice turns, airtime here and there. Keeping in mind that it's not too intense. Worth mentioning that this coaster is actually the one attracting every single visitors of the park, grown up and kids, because everyone can enjoy it. So it's the coaster that it's most popular, is the one that has got longest queue during normal days. So if you're visiting Plopsaland, my suggestion is like head to this one first and get it done, because during the day, even on a day which is like not busy as this one, it still makes up to 30 minutes queue. Then there is another one, which is Anubis, which is a Gerstlauer launch coaster. Unfortunately, has been closed for weeks because they had a malfunction, I think, in the launch system, so I couldn't try it. But according to other reviews, it's really interesting. It's themed after Egypt, and it's a good coaster as well. Then the offer is completed with some water rides. This one, it's a Super Splash, which hasn't got a chain lift, but has got an elevator, a kind of lift, a vertical lift. The drop and the splash are really nice, but unfortunately this is where the experience ends, because after that there is just a never-ending, boring, non-themed let's say path back to the station. I think this one, it's a bit of a missed opportunity, because they could have themed it like better, or at least add an indoor area or something. Like this, it feels like you're just dropping down. Then there is the log flume, which is themed with dinosaurs. It's really nice. The theming, again, it's well done. It's the fastest log flume I've ever done in between drops. So the logs are just basically flying from one place to the other, and there are lovely interactions with Mac-powered coaster, the Dragon. So again, as you can see, really similar to Legoland or Chessington. This one, it's an indoor dark ride. You go on some boats, and again, the theming is nice, lovely music. I cannot really remember the story, what it was all about. I don't think it was like an IP or something really famous. Probably it was created by the park. Amazing operations here because the throughput was really high. They keep launching boats like if there was no tomorrow. And again, this one reminds me of Gruffalo at Chessington. Again, a dark ride which can be enjoyed by everyone, and for kids is definitely an immersive and fun experience. So a nice addition to the lineup of Plopsaland. And then for rainy days, which I have experienced myself, there is also an amazing indoor pavilion. Again, heavily themed, everything fits into place. There are lots of flat rides. For kids again, but everything is like coherent. So all the theming of every single flat ride is aligned to the theming of the whole pavilion, and you can see that it's not a cheap implementation at all. In the same area, there is also a playground for kids and a massive restaurant. So I think this one is a really clever addition for parents that can relax, have some food. In the meantime, the kids can play in the play area or on the flat rides. I think it's really successful as well because the new addition for next year in Plopsaland is going to be a similar indoor area that they are currently building in the area, which is with a theme of circus. And from the drawings, it looks like it's going to be a similar implementation. So a restaurant, some shops, and some indoor flat rides, attractions, or whatever we're going to put together. So I think the direction of Plopsaland here is like we are going to keep investing on our main target, which is kids. And more or less for Plopsaland, that's all, right? No, hang on a minute. There is also Ride to Happiness. What to say about Ride to Happiness? Unbelievable. So this one is a pure masterpiece. The queue line in the station, it's heavily themed. Steampunk is the theme, so it's clearly inspired to fly Rockburg Phantasialand. I would say, if we judge the queue line only, this one is even better than Phantasialand. Also, the station, it's amazingly themed, and the soundtrack, which is not only in the station, but it's on the train as well, and it's in sync with the track. It's a masterpiece. What to say about this coaster? I was just impressed. It's a coaster that started making me doubt if Taron is still the best coaster out there because this one is just unbelievable. This is an extreme spinning coaster of Mack. As said already, it won the award for Best New Coaster in 2021. It's launched, it's got 2 launches, but the main thing is that the cars are free spinning. That means that every single time you ride this coaster is gonna be a complete different experience. The launches, you're gonna do them looking at the front, looking at the back, doing it sideways, and every single element of the track is going to be different because there are so many variables. How many people are in the car, how heavy they are, how the weights are distributed, and other things. I mean, I've done it like 20 times, and I can say that every single ride was a new ride. The repeatability of this coaster, it's something that you've never seen anywhere else. And generally speaking, this coaster is intense, disorientating, super smooth though, is not a rough experience at all. It's just pure joy. This is the joy for a coaster enthusiast, and from my point of view, should be in everyone's bucket list because I've never left a coaster with a massive smile on my face as getting off Ride to Happiness. And then the Mack restrainers, of course, give you lots of freedom of movement, and the soundtrack, which is in sync with the track, it's amazing. So, Plopsaland, tops and flops. What did I like? Well, the park, it's heavily themed, has got a really solid and credible lineup of attraction for kids. And then Ride to Happiness, which is a masterpiece, probably the best coaster in Europe. The problem is that the two things don't really blend together. For kids, Ride to Happiness is just far too much. And for coaster enthusiasts, yes, you can go there as a pilgrim and do Ride to Happiness, but there is no much else on offer in the park. So you're gonna end up doing Ride to Happiness 50 times, because by the way, it's most of the times walk on train, because the crowd of the park is just ignoring this masterpiece. I loved the new restrainers, which are automatic, and I think we're gonna see also in the new coaster in Europa Park. What I didn't like, first thing, sponsors. Too many. They're scattered all over the place. Also, massive sponsors like Lidl. I think at some point they get really annoying and cheap. Then the price of food and drinks, it's out of control. Like €5 for an ice cream, 16 euros for frozen pasta, and also the parking, it's 12.5 euros, which is a lot compared to other parks. Kudos, because they got EV charging facilities in the car park, so that it's really, really good. So Plopsaland, is it worth a visit? Let's say, if you are a kid, definitely yes. The lineup of attractions is solid, it's credible. The theming is really immersive, it's really, really nice. So you're gonna have an amazing day. If you are a coaster enthusiast, there is Ride to Happiness. Go there. It's probably the best coaster in Europe. But keep in mind that apart from Ride to Happiness, all the rest is not something worth a visit. So at the end of the day, it's a kind of a really nice park for kids with a coaster which is just doesn't make any sense as an addition to the park target audience, or it's an amazing coaster in a park for kids, so you're not gonna enjoy. I think this video is Plopsaland in a nutshell.
Caché dans un coin derrière la cheminée. J'ai trouvé.
Basically, imagine going to Legoland and finding there the Smiler. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel.